KONDOSAN.
Once upon a time, long ago, there lived a lumberjack with his children by the edge of a faraway forest. The son was named Hansel and the daughter was named Gretel. The lumberjack's wife, the children's mother, had died, so they were going through very hard times. As they were also a very poor family, they survived only on the herbs and fruits that they collected from the forest. The children never complained about the situation and always tried to support their father. One day there was a knock on the door, and a woman holding a huge bottle of milk appeared before them.
I've come from the neighbour forest. My house burnt down and I have no place to stay. I've also brought a cow with me. If I give you this bottle of milk and the cow, could I stay with you?
The father and children happily accepted this offer. At least they were now going to have a cow that could give them milk every day. After some time, their father married this woman, yet their impoverished life continued. One night, as the children went to bed, husband and wife started arguing, but Hansel was secretly listening to them.
Look at us. How can we feed the kids like this? I'm helpless. I don't know what else to do.
Well, I actually have an idea that could benefit us all, but I don't know if you'd accept. Tomorrow, let's take the kids to the forest and tell them that we're going to collect wood and we'll light a fire. Give each of them a loaf of bread and leave them there.
Don't be ridiculous. I love my children. How could I abandon them?
Don't worry. They're a lot older now. They can take care of themselves. When our situation gets better, we'll search for them. If not, all 4 of us will starve to death.
Hansel was a very smart child, so when he heard his stepmother's plans, he secretly left the house to collect pebbles. His mother that had passed away taught him this. She had told him that the shining pebbles at night will show you the way. In the morning, their stepmother woke the children up.
Hansel, Gretel, wake up! We're going to the forest. We need to collect wood for fire.
The first thing Hansel did when he woke up was to put the pebble stones in his pocket. As they walked to the forest, he secretly dropped the pebble stones to the ground. They headed all the way into the depths of the forest. When they stopped to rest, their stepmother and father lit a fire, put some bread next to them, and started to walk away.
Children, you rest a little by the fire. Me and your father will collect some wood and come back.
Their father was very sad, but helplessly he followed his wife towards the path home. He turned his head and looked at his children for the last time.
I will get my kids back at the first opportunity.
The children watched and watched their stepmother and father until they were out of sight. Realizing that their stepmother and father would not be coming back, the tired children fell asleep by the fire. When they woke up, it was very late and the moon was glowing brightly.
I'm so scared, brother. What are we gonna do? I don't think anyone's coming to find us.
Don't be scared, Gretel. The pebble stones I left in the moonlight shine brightly. We can follow them and go back home.
The children walked all night long, and finally they arrived at their father's home. The pebble stones had shown them the way. Their stepmother that opened the door stared in surprise.
What were you doing in the forest till this hour? We looked all over for you and couldn't find you. I bet you were being mischievous and hiding somewhere, weren't you?
Thus, pretending and fooling the kids. The father happily hugged his children.
Thank heavens you've come back. My eyes are swollen from crying all night.
But their stepmother wasn't giving up easily. Her only goal was to get rid of the children. She asked them how they had found their way back home, and Gretel told her everything one by one. Now that she knew how they came back home, she locked them in their room that night. That night, Hansel couldn't go out to collect pebble stones. The next day, they went to the forest again. This time, since Hansel didn't have pebble stones, while he was walking, he was dropping the breadcrumbs in his pocket onto the ground. The same thing happened, and the children waited by the fire once again.
I'm so scared, Hansel. It's very dark again. Let's go back home.
Don't worry. I couldn't collect pebble stones, but this time we'll follow the breadcrumbs that I dropped.
But when they set off, there were no breadcrumbs, because the birds had eaten all of them.
But where's all the bread?
They went in and out everywhere, but they couldn't find the way.
No way! What are we gonna do now, Hansel? Think of something, and I'm so cold.
Okay, Gretel, don't worry. First, let's find somewhere to warm up. One way or another, we'll find the way back home.
Both completely frightened and exhausted, they found a hollow tree and got inside to warm up. They fell asleep hugging one another. In the morning, they kept walking around the forest, not knowing where to go. 2 days passed by. Whichever way the kids went, they just couldn't find the way. Later, they saw a bird on a tree branch.
Oh, look! What a beautiful bird! It's as if it wants to say something to us. Do you think it'll show us the right way? Let's follow it.
It was a big, magnificent blue bird. The children, forgetting how tired they were, started following the bird. They saw that the bird had landed on the windowsill of a house.
Wow! What a beautiful house! It's as if the bird is calling us to come.
Come on! What are we waiting for? Let's go! We might find something to eat!
When they approached the house, they were completely baffled. It was a beautiful house made entirely of chocolate, cake, and candy. The windows were made out of cream, and the roof was covered in colourful candies. They started biting away at the house and tearing pieces off.
I'm going to tear off a little from the window side, Gretel. Delicious!
I'm curious about the candies hanging from the roof.
You should taste the doorbell, too.
This way, they filled their bellies with cake, sweets, cream, and chocolate.
Hey! Anyone there?
Yoo-hoo! We're here!
Helplessly, they decided to sit and wait by the door. A little while later, a sweet-faced, lovely woman holding a bag walked into the garden.
Oh, it seems I have guests. Welcome. My bluebird gave me the news a few minutes ago, so I came as fast as I could.
We're sorry. We've eaten a few things from your house without permission, but me and my sister have been really hungry for 2 days.
It's okay. My house is very special. The parts you have eaten grow back right away. Come on, go inside. You must be cold. Also, if you don't have a home, you can stay with me.
That night, she had them sleep in wonderful beds. And the next day, she prepared a delicious breakfast. Actually, this beautiful woman was an evil witch with treacherous plans. When she went to wake up the kids, Hansel and Gretel, who saw a horrifying witch in front of them, were screaming and wanted to escape from the room. But the witch captured Hansel and threw him in a cage and locked the door. She then threw Gretel into the kitchen.
Ha 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 ha! You stupid kids, you fell for my house made of candy. Go on then, cook the meals that you and your brother like. get fat, so I can feel my belly more when I eat you. Go on and get started.
Since both children were incredibly clever, in order to not get fat, they only ate enough to survive. Gretel threw away the food on her plate when the witch was not looking, and Hansel hid the food in his jacket and trouser pockets.
Gretel, come here. Let's see if you've gotten any fatter.
The witch first picked up Gretel to check her weight.
You're such a skinny girl. You think that by staying like this, you'll manage to free yourself from me?
The witch pulled Hansel from his jacket. As she was checking him from outside the bars, the food in his jacket and trousers fell out. The witch immediately realized what was going on.
You thought you could trick me, huh? I changed my mind. I'm not going to wait until you get fat. I'm going to cook you both in the oven today. Let this be your punishment. Ha 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 ha.
She was so furious that she kept banging herself into things while she was strangling around the house. Because the witch was actually blind. It was then that Gretel realized that the witch couldn't see. She was by the stove, both crying and also planning on how they can escape.
Gretel, come here, quick. Take a look at the big oven in the kitchen. Tell me, is there enough wood inside?
The fire was burning hot, but Gretel tricked the witch.
The fire's about to go out, my lady.
Then throw in more wood. Quick!
That oven door is stuck. I can't open it.
What a useless girl you are. Skinny and useless. Here, it's this simple.
The witch then opened the oven door. The heat of the burning wood hit her face.
What's going on? You said there was no fire.
The witch stretched her hand out towards the oven to understand what was happening. Taking this opportunity, Gretel pushed the witch into the oven with all her might. When the old witch fell into the oven, she closed and locked the door. The witch's screams could be heard from all around.
Help! Help!
Gretel opened Hansel's cage and let him out. Both siblings hugged each other tightly. They were very happy.
My dear sister, well done. We're now saved because of you. Gretel, come on. Let's see if we can find something to use at home before we get out of here.
They wandered around the house together. There was a door to a room that the witch never allowed to be opened. When they opened it, they saw a chest full of jewels.
Let's fill our pockets right away. We'll have jewels instead of food this time.
They quickly got away from the house and entered the forest. It was as if all the paths were familiar. Finally, they saw their house from afar.
Father!
We're here.
The father that opened the door happily hugged his children. He was so happy.
Children, I have some news for you. Your stepmother got ill and passed away. I made a huge mistake by listening to her. Please forgive me. I've missed you so very much. I regret everything.
We've missed you too, Father. We missed our home and beds too. Now we can forget about everything and be together.
They took the jewels out of their pockets and gave them to their father.
Oh.
Their father stared with surprise.
What are these?
We're no longer poor. We're rich.
Father, we have so much to tell you. You have no idea what we've been through.
That night they sat by the fire and chatted till morning. The bad days were left behind, so they all lived a happy and peaceful life. Once upon a time, in a little house in the forest, there lived 3 little pigs, Honky, Ponky, and Minky. They lived with their mother. Honky was very lazy. Ponky was very carefree and easygoing. And Minky, the smallest one, was smart, forward-thinking, and a brave pig. He behaved as if he was the father of the house. Whenever there was a problem, their mother would always resolve it with Minky. The others wouldn't even move a muscle. Despite the fact that these three brothers were so different, they really loved one another. In their spare time, after sleeping and eating, they always played hide and seek in the forest.
3, 4, 5.
Honky and Ponky always napped in the spot in which they were hiding, and Minky would find them each time, wake them up, and then tag them. Minky had no other option than to accept his brothers the way they were.
I'm always it. It's not fair. I'm so tired of looking for you.
Oh, let me sleep a little bit more.
He'll spend all day searching for me.
Children, don't go too far away whilst playing. You know that the forest is dangerous. It's full of hungry wolves. Honky and Ponky expected their mother to do everything for them. Minky, however, always helped their mother. One day, he took their mother aside.
Mum, this can't go on like this any longer. We're the ones who always bring the wood from the forest. You get tired cooking for us every day. I think my brothers and I should leave and we should take care of ourselves.
Don't be ridiculous, Minky. You're all my children. I'm used to it all.
Of course, Mum. But my brothers should learn to take responsibility. It'll be good for them too. Huh? What do you say?
I think you're right, Minky. Then let's talk to your brothers tomorrow and put this idea straight into action. I'd saved all of you a bit of money. I'll split it to 3 and give it to you all. Everyone should build his own house. Let's see what happens. Even though Minky's brothers were shocked at their mother's idea, all 3 little pigs, bags in their hands, set off on the road the next day to start their new lives. They were very excited. They parted with their mother at the door.
Mom, I'm so sorry I upset you by being so lazy all the time. See you.
Mom, I never listened to anything you told me. I upset you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. From now on, I'll remember everything you've told me. Goodbye.
Mum, don't be sad that I'm leaving. After I finish my house, I'm going to come and get you. Take care.
Their mother was very concerned that something bad could happen to them in the forest. Take care of yourself, kids. Let me know how you are, and please watch out for treacherous wolves. The 3 little pigs walked for a while and finally decided on a spot for their new houses. It was quite far away from their home. Minky especially wanted it to be like this. He didn't trust his brothers. He thought that they should really learn to take care of themselves and not run straight to their mother at the first problem they are faced with. It was first Honky that found a spot for his house. Because he was lazy, he was choosing the easiest option.
I'll make my house from hay, and once I make my bed from hay too, I'll be nice and warm throughout the winter. I won't have to work so hard. I'll also have some money left because it's cheap and easy to build a house of hay.
Honky was nearly the same.
I'm going to make my house out of wood. I'll also paint it nicely. This is the best option. If I rent one room out, then I won't even have to work. I think it'll be easy to make a house out of wood.
Guys, are you crazy? How can there be a house from hay and wood? You're both picking the easiest options again. If I were you, I would think about it again.
You take care of yourself, Tiny.
And he's telling us what to do. You short pig, you. Ha 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 ha.
The 3 little pigs were building their houses close to one another. Honky had built his house out of hay in one day. He had even started to fall asleep on his bed of hay, and Ponky built a scrappy house within a day with the wood that he had bought.
Oh, even this house is too much for me. As long as I have a roof over my head, I don't care about anything else.
Minky was going to make his house out of brick. First, he carried the brick, and then he dug a large base. Then, in the next couple days, he built a wonderful house with 4 rooms and a fireplace out of brick and cement.
I'll carry water and wood for old people and take care of their gardens. I'll go to the market for them. This way I can be of use to everyone. And I'm sure they will give me a plate of food and an allowance.
It wasn't long before the dangerous wolf in the forest got the smell of the 3 little pigs. First, he went to Honky's door.
Neighbour, my sweet neighbour, welcome. Can I come in so that we can meet? I live nearby.
This must be the voice of the wolf that Mother warned us about. As far as I know, there aren't any neighbors around. I know who you are, you horrible wolf. I'm not going to open the door.
The wolf got really angry.
Get out of there quickly. My breath is incredibly strong. I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down.
No, my house is strong. You cannot destroy it.
The wolf took a step back, took a deep breath in, and then he huffed and puffed towards the house with all his might. The house of hay completely fell apart. Honky managed to escape and ran straight to Minky's house.
Minky, the wolf came to my door and destroyed my house. And I ran to you. I think he's going to Ponky now. Quick, close the door.
Oh no! Let's call him and let him know right away. Hello, Ponky. Get out of the house immediately. The wolf is coming towards you.
Hello? Minky, is that you? Look at what you're fussing over. My house is solid. There's no way he can get in.
Indeed, the wolf who hadn't managed to catch Honky was headed straight towards Ponky's house.
Yoo-hoo! Anyone home? Little pig, I brought you a small gift from your little brother. Open the door, let me come inside and let's talk a little.
He wouldn't have time to send me a gift from his sleep. Either way, my brothers called me to let me know that you were coming. You stupid wolf! I'm not opening the door. Now get out of here.
So you're not opening? Okay then. My breath is incredibly strong. I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down.
Not wanting to leave empty-handed, the treacherous wolf gave the house a couple of kicks. Then after huffing and puffing on the scrappy house, it fell apart. Honky managed to escape and get to Minky's house.
Quick, open the door, Minky. The wolf's going to catch me. Please hurry up.
Minky took his second brother into the house too. The 3 of them were shaking with fear. The 3 brothers sat down and started thinking.
I think it's your turn, Minky. He's coming here for sure.
Yes, I think so too. We must find a way to free ourselves from this wolf once and for all.
But how?
The 3 pigs quickly made a plan
Gotta make a plan, guys.
Good idea.
and started to wait for the wolf.
Come on.
When the wolf arrived at Minky's house, he called out.
I know that 3 of you are there. Come out nicely, or I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow this house down too.
Come on, what are you waiting for? Break it down if you can. Turn around, go, and leave us alone.
The furious wolf started kicking the door and the walls. There were 3 locks on the door, but the 3 pigs stared at each other with fear and hugged one another tightly as they watched the door. The wolf kicked, huffed and puffed, but he couldn't destroy Minky's house. Suddenly, an idea popped into the wolf's head. He was going to enter the house through the chimney. He went onto the roof by placing a ladder against the house. He managed to squeeze himself into the chimney and let himself fall. The 3 pigs were waiting for this moment. Right away, they lit a fire in the fireplace and started to watch. Since the wolf hadn't seen smoke in the chimney before, he hadn't thought of a fire. falling quickly and straight down the chimney, he burnt himself from the fire. As fast as a jet, he went right back up the chimney in so much pain.
Help! Help! I'm on fire! Help! Help! Help!
Finally, the wolf's time is over. He'll never come back. Now it's time to go get our mother. My house is pretty big and there's a room for each of us. I've missed her very much, haven't you?
Have I? I won't be lazy ever again. I'll sort out of the shopping from now on.
I missed her too. And I will do the gardening from now on. I'm going to grow fruits and vegetables and help our mother.
Yes, all of us must help Mum by doing some of the housework and make her comfortable. We can also help some of our neighbours too.
Thus, Honky and Ponky changed a lot. Everyone started to look up to Clever Minky. With this wonderful ending, they took their mother in with them and they lived happily ever after. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, lived a boy named Aladdin. His father passed away when he was very young, so he was in charge now of supporting his mother. He would help people in the market and try to earn some money to bring food home, because they were very poor. But Aladdin was kind-hearted, so everyone loved him very much. One day, on his way to the market, a well-dressed, evil-eyed man approached him.
Hello, young man. I need to ask you for a favor. I dropped my ring into a small crevice just ahead. I can't get in. Can you go in and get it for me?
Together, they walked toward the crevice where the man had pointed out. The hole was just big enough for Aladdin to enter. He barely went through the hole. Inside, there was a small gas lamp which lit a cave. It was full of gold, money, and jewels. The man called out from above.
If you found my ring, you'll also see an old lamp there next to it. I want you to bring me both of them.
Aladdin was shocked at the sight in the cave, so he got very suspicious that the man only wanted an old lamp and a ring, while the place was filled with money and jewellery.
This doesn't make any sense, but... Okay, I'm coming out.
When he came to the top of the hole, the evil-eyed man yelled at him.
Hurry, give me the lamp!
No, I need to get out first.
If you don't do as I say, I'll leave you in there. Give me the lamp!
I said no. Let me get out first.
The man got very angry and trapped Aladdin there. Aladdin didn't know what to do in the dark, so he took the lamp and put the ring on his finger. At that moment, green smoke came out and a genie appeared before him. Frightened, Aladdin hid right away.
Don't be afraid, Aladdin. I will do you a favor. I will grant you whatever you want. But you only have 3 wishes.
Please take me home.
This was Aladdin's first wish. Suddenly, he found himself in his room. At that time, his mother, who was also in the room, asked, "Ooh, when did you come in?" Aladdin told his mother everything that had happened to him.
I didn't have anything to eat today because of everything that happened. Do we have anything to eat, Mother?
"I'm sorry, son, but we have nothing to eat since you didn't bring any money today." Desperately sitting in a corner, Aladdin wanted to spend time cleaning the lamp, which was very dirty. He took the lamp in his hands, and as he was rubbing it, all of a sudden the lamp genie came out of the lamp.
Say what you wish of me.
Oh my goodness, who are you?
I'm the lamp genie. You saved me from that sorcerer. So now your wish is my command. Say what you wish of me.
My mother and I are starving. We want a table full of food. Can you do this?
Suddenly, a table full of different kinds of food appeared. Aladdin and his mother ate until they were completely satisfied. From that day on, thanks to the magic lamp, a very rich and happy life awaited them. And that's what really happened. Years passed by and Aladdin became a young man. He was at the marrying age.
Mother, I would like to get married.
My dear son, I'm so happy. You'll have the most beautiful girl in the country, and I know just who that is. The Sultan has a beautiful daughter. Her name is Jasmine. What do you say? Aladdin immediately appeared before the Sultan with a small chest full of jewels and told him of his intention.
Dear Sultan, with your permission, I would like to marry your daughter.
It's not that easy. Will you be able to grant my requests?
Whatever you ask, dear Sultan.
Then listen to me well. You will bring 100 soldiers. These soldiers will protect my palace, but all of them should have solid gold hearts in their hands.
Your wish is my command, dear Sultan.
Aladdin went back home and took care of this with the help of the lamp genie. The next day, the Sultan saw in his garden 100 soldiers carrying solid gold hearts in their hands.
Well, since you managed this, I would also like you to build a magnificent palace for my daughter. Only then I will agree that you marry.
Aladdin immediately called the lamp genie. He gladly did whatever Aladdin asked for because he owed his freedom to him.
Say what you wish of me.
I want a magnificent palace for the Sultan's daughter.
The lamp genie clapped his hands twice and a big palace appeared next to their house. Since all of the Sultan's requests had been granted, he approved the marriage. They had a wedding ceremony that lasted 40 days and 40 nights. They soon moved into their palace, and one day, a salesman was passing in front of the palace.
Old lamps! Old lamps! I buy and sell!
I can sell this old lamp to the salesman and get a new one. I think Aladdin will be very happy. The salesman, in fact, was the sorcerer Aladdin met when he was a child. He took the old lamp and gave a new one to Jasmine. The magic lamp was now his. In the evening when Aladdin returned home, he noticed that the palace was gone. He immediately figured out what had happened. He put on the magic ring and called the giant.
Say what you wish of me, but you only have 2 wishes left.
Take me to Jasmine. Hurry up!
All of a sudden, he was in the palace. When he went upstairs and peeked into the open door, he saw Jasmine serving the sorcerer and preparing the table. Aladdin got upset and waited for Jasmine to come to the kitchen. When she entered the kitchen and saw Aladdin, she was surprised. Aladdin, what's going on?
Shh! Be quiet and wait. I will save you.
Aladdin put the ring on his finger right away, and the giant appeared before him.
You only have 1 wish left.
Yes, I know. This is my last wish from you.
Freeze the sorcerer and turn him into a sculpture.
All right, here you go.
Suddenly, the sorcerer froze and turned into a sculpture. Aladdin had his lamp once again, so he called the lamp genie.
Say what you wish of me, but don't ever lose me again.
Take us and our palace to our old place. Also send this evil man to a deserted island where he can't hurt anyone.
The lamp genie clapped twice and the palace appeared next to their old house. Their mother was also with them. They told Jasmine everything. After that, Jasmine, Aladdin, and his mother lived a very rich and happy life together.
Hey guys! Subscribe to our channel KONDOSAN and watch the most popular fairy tales, cartoons, and nursery rhymes. Don't forget to click the bell for notifications.